Alright, what's up guys? My name is Reyes. Today I'm going to be going over a little bit of my 6-month review so far of the Honda CBR 500R. I've got the 2020 version, so it's got the little digital tack here with the display. It's honestly a really solid bike for the price that I paid. Um, Honestly, I'm 6 months in. I'm still loving the bike. I have no real issues with it. Um, it's got great power. It's got great handling. I think it's about a 410 wet bike. So honestly, it's my fourth bike. I really can't stretch it out much. I've been most of a cruiser guy my whole time. Before this, I had the R1. It had a 2007 R1, and I was just wanting something that was a little bit more geared towards saving fuel and just kind of going around the city for like my daily life, like going to work. If I want to go hang out with friends, I usually just love taking this bike because it has speed. You got to kind of get up on it a little bit, like going uphill, but it's got speed where you need it. Um, it's not too low to the ground. It's not too high. I'm really in love with this bike. I do want to say comfort. Seat was still kind of rough when it comes to the seat on this thing. I'll show you guys here in a minute when I get to like a stop or something. But no, it's honestly just a great bike. Keeping up with the theme, it's like, the new model of CBRs, which they're matte, like the fairings on it are like matte plastic. And honestly, they're not the greatest quality. Like this over here on this side, you can kind of see a little bit of whiting right here. That kind of popped off somewhere around, I want to say 1,000 miles on the bike. I bought this with about somewhere around 5K miles. I'm about 6,400 miles in right now. So I've been riding it quite a lot, but not when it just comes to overall like integrity of the plastics on this bike. I honestly wouldn't give it like a super high word or rating, just because it's really not the greatest. It looks good. It really does look clean. Like with the rain here, the rain kind of sits on it, and if I was going on the highway, it'd probably roll off. It's hydrophobic, but like let's say if it got like dusty after a while, you see it. You see it well, and it kind of pops with that matte, rather than if it was glossy, you kind of really wouldn't see it. But yeah, there's also like stickering all over the tank. Um, it's not actual, not over just over the tank, but all over the fairings. It's not actual like the fairings are one solid, like painted with stripes and whatnot inside of them. It's actually like just stickering on the outside. And I haven't noticed any wear of the stickering. It seems pretty well on there, but let's just say like later down the line, like if I own this bike for like maybe another 2 or 3 years, I can definitely see some of the stickering on this definitely like wearing off. But yeah, after going over these bumps, I want to like go over the suspension just a little bit. The suspension's pretty good, pretty good. It definitely is a little tight at times. It's not like a BMW bike, but no, it doesn't feel bad. Like I don't get thrown off this bike over like a pothole or something. It's nice and smooth to ride. And like I said, I was pretty cruiser centric for like a really long time, so going from low and feeling those bumps to this is pretty nice. This is a nice shakeup. Um, Riding style's a little aggressive, I will say. Like it's almost got kind of a GSF 500 like sport touring type feel to it with the seat. It doesn't have like one of those ugly banana seats, but like the way I'm sitting, I am kind of like hunched over if I want to get in the controls. I'm 5'7", so I'm not the tallest guy and I'm not the shortest guy, but I do want to say like after a long ride, it does hurt your back. And then again, this isn't like a touring bike or anything. Honestly, I'd probably abuse it with the amount of range that I like take on this thing. Because just a little bit ago, I rode out to St. Louis on this, and my back was killing me. I had a full backpack full of stuff. my back was killing me. Rather than if I had like a straight up riding position, like if I was riding a touring with the arms raised a little bit, other than like these clip-ons, I honestly think it would have been a more enjoyable ride. But no, it got the job done. It got the job done, and it was fun. Speaking of like highway with going on long distances, it cruises. It cruises at highway speeds. It's a 500, but at times it does feel kind of like a 400. It doesn't have a lot of RPMs. It starts to red at 9, 10K. Whether if you were to get like a Ninja 400, I think like its red is starting at like 12. But no, honestly, I really don't have any complaints with it. Like it can reach it. It can reach that red line. Like we bring it. It'll take a minute to get to that. I gotta really be kind of like straighten it out on a highway somewhere if I really wanted to bring it up to red line. But yeah, no. Honestly, I see people putting quick shifters on these, and I don't know how. I honestly kind of want to figure that out. But I'm told that it makes the riding experience just all that more enjoyable. Because I mean, you can just like gas shift it, like, yeah, no problem. But no, it is just, it really could. I say, a quick shifter on this would be kind of overkill. A quick shifter on this would be definitely overkill for this type of bike. But no, it's just a bundle of joy, and it's light. It's real maneuverable. It just rained, and look, I'm planted on the ground here. I'm not going nowhere. This guy's going somewhere though. He's got somewhere to be. But me, no, this thing is planted. These are still the stock tires on it. Not bad. I don't know, I'm not a big tire guy. I don't know length and diameter and width and everything. But I'm honestly had no problems with them. Being from cruisers, being these little tires, they do not really inspire a whole lot of confidence. Just to me that is. But it's honestly not that bad. You get to go into speed and this thing is straight. This thing is straight and it's planted. It's not heavy planted, but it's aerodynamically planted. It's hard to push off and away from itself. But now keeping up with the whole theme of the 500, it's just a great bike. I want to say this bike tops out at, my bad. I want to say it tops out at about 130 is when it's crying. 130 is probably pushing it. If you could put this to 140, I bet you could if you were shifting right and you were really pulling it out. But no, it maxes at about 130. I think I've taken it to about 120, and I was kind of holding on for dear life. But yeah, no, it's just you get higher up into those RPMs, and this bike gets buzzy. It definitely gets buzzy. And calling back to my St. Louis trip, that was another thing. It's just after a while, it was just man, my hand was dead because it vibrates so much at the higher RPMs inside of these grips, and you really feel it. You really take it. There are rubber grippings for the foot pegs because you are getting those vibrations at the higher end. And you do feel it. You do feel it. Once you say you start going 70, 80, you will start feeling that buzzing. Let me put myself back in. But yeah, man, it's just going anywhere for a long distance on this bike. It's just probably not the greatest thing. And honestly, if you buy a Honda 500R, you're looking to ride this bike around town. You're looking to ride this bike, see your friends, to go impress some girls, take it out in the night in town. And it's not the fastest sport bike, but when you need it to get up, it gets up and it goes. I just had a chain replaced on this just a little bit ago, and yeah, that's probably one of the only big maintenance things I have with this. It's a Honda. It'll always turn over. It's super reliable. It's a great bike. I would say this is the perfect beginner bike. This would be the perfect beginner bike. It has room to grow. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. It has room to grow, but it also has it's also a bike at the same time. It has speed that can kill you. So it's really forgiving though. I want to say that it's really forgiving. This bike is really forgiving. The clutch on this is super light, like almost squishy sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with it. I know, like, a clutch squish, someone's gonna say something about that, but no, it's just it's way too smooth. It's a Honda transmission, really. Sometimes I'll like misshift because I'm thinking of like R1 heavy ass strong transmission where I pull out that clutch cable and I'm just dumping it. But no, this is just real smooth, real light. I mean, I could pull this thing in all the way with one finger if I wanted to.